Hi Flosstube, I'm Tamara, the PD Stitcher, and I am on Flosstube number 3. It's been a couple of weeks since the last one, but I've been really busy. My job, which is supposed to be a part-time 20-hour-a-week job that I do from home, I've spent 40 hours a week each week for the last 2 weeks, and so that's taken up a lot of my time. And then 2 weekends ago, I took my youngest to a soccer tournament in Asheville, and I had no service in Asheville. And in fact, to the point where I couldn't get my GPS to work on my phone, and we drove around aimlessly for about 45 minutes trying to find where we were going. That was fun, but I couldn't record a Flosstube video then. And then this past weekend, it was my birthday, and my youngest had a soccer game about an hour and a half away, and Saturday, one of my older ones, the school that she runs for cross country, was hosting a 5K, and so I helped with that, and she ran in that, and my youngest ran in that, and they actually did really well, but that was a lot of my day. And excuse my sunburned nose. It was cloudy and cool when we got to the soccer field yesterday, and 2 minutes into the game, the sun came out and it got really hot. And so I'm sunburned on my nose and on my neck and on my shoulders. And so, yeah. So I apologize for looking like Rudolph today. But I have been getting some stitching done, not nearly as much as I would have liked, but some. So while we were in Asheville, the best way for me to entertain myself while she's doing warm-ups before games, and they had 3 games during that tournament, is to stitch. Because, to be perfectly honest, watching soccer warm-ups before a game is really boring. The games are fun. The games are entertaining. The warm-ups, not so much. So, I take my stitching and I sit there, and I was able to do all the back stitching that was left in my Santa with Candle, which is this one, and I'm doing all 3 of these in the same way that this is, and I'll probably finish it in a pillow. I'm not really sure, but like I said, I was able to finish all the back stitching for Santa with Candle, and I love the metallic threads around the candle, and I love how, as much as I hate back stitching, I love how it just brings out all the detail. And then you can see where I've started on the other 2 pieces of this, and I'll talk about those in just a minute, or at least one of them. And then, so that was my first finish, and I was really excited yesterday when I had a birthday finish, and I posted on Instagram that it was my first finish of the year, and that would not be true because Santa with Candle was my first finish, but in my mind it doesn't feel like a finish because there's 2 other pieces to what's going to be the finished product. So that was my finish, but not really. So my first finish in my mind was my husband's Christmas stocking. And so this is the Winter Wonderland stocking. It's in the Christmas in the Woods collection from Stony Creek, and I absolutely love all the little detail. My favorite part, I think, is this part right here. This is all metallic thread that is the barbed wire, and then the metallic handle on the lantern. I love all the little details in the birds and the snowflakes, and I'm just really excited that I got this done for him. I started this September of last year, and I finished it in August of this year, so 11 months. That's the fastest I've ever finished a stocking. This is number 6 because I've made them for my 5 kids, and most of those took 2, 3, 6 years for one of them. So, but it's easier. My kids are older. I'm not running around as much because 2 of them can drive themselves places, and I just seem to have more time for me to stitch, except for the last 2 weeks when I've been just so busy with work. And I'm really looking forward to the next couple of weeks because I think things are going to slow down at work and I'll have more time. Like today, I actually have some time to record this afternoon. So those were my 2 finishes, and then my whips. So I did work on those 2 things, and so I really didn't work on much else. I was going to work on homework for School of Magical Stitches and Literature. In fact, my last Flosstube video, I laid out all my plans for that week's homework, and none of it happened. None of it happened. I didn't have time to sit down and actually do 200 stitches and count them and get them all done. And what I was working on, I just wasn't feeling it. And so the one I did work on but wasn't feeling was this one, which is the Clemson University Tigers piece. And so the last time I think I showed you, I had gotten through here and I had done the part that looks like a helmet. And now all I've done is this white, because this whole rectangle piece right here is just white stitches to fill in, which should be pretty easy because it's just white and I don't have to think and I don't have to count, but it's boring. And I'm looking at it, and every time I pick it up, I get frustrated with myself because I wish I had chosen a different fabric. If this is 40 count, and I don't mind the 40 count, except for the fact that my eyes are old and I can't see it very well, but it's white and the border is white. And I wish I had either dyed the fabric or bought a colored fabric. So I'm too lazy to go back and undo or restart. So I'm just going to suffer through, but it might take me a while to get this one done. But most of my stitching now is in the mornings while I'm waiting for my daughter to have her cross-country practices. And I was getting a good bit of stitching done during the summer during her cross-country practices because they practiced at 7 a.m. It's daylight at 7 a.m. Now that school has started, they practice at 6 a.m. It's not daylight at all at 6 a.m. here. So I bring my portable light and I use it in the car, but it's not the same. And the lighting isn't good, and it's 40 count, and my eyes are old, and it's white on white, and I just don't like it. So I'm hoping once I get back to the colored part of it, I will like it more, and I'll get more done. But for right now, that's going to be put in timeout, and I'm probably not going to work on it for at least 2 weeks, because I've got a lot of other things I want to work on. So speaking of, this week's plans. So our homework for School of Magical Stitches this week, they asked us, it's time, we're supposed to be waiting on getting our OWL results back, and we're looking ahead towards newts and seeing what we want to choose for our newts. And so we had to choose which one this week. And so they asked us to choose 5 whips, and then for each house, and I'm in Ravenclaw, for each house, they spun a tiny decision wheel, and whatever number that landed on, that's what your house is working on for this week. And you can do 500 stitches in that, and then for extra credit, you can do 200 stitches in the other 4 whips that you had chosen. So for Ravenclaw, it landed on number 1, which I was really happy about because that's the one I wanted to work on. So that one for me is my Harry Potter with OWL. So I'm very excited. I'm hoping to finish all of this in here and then start on more of Harry's hair up here. So I'm hoping that 500 stitches will get me a good bit of Harry Potter. And that is from, I'm really bad about remembering what to tell what this is on. I don't keep up with what fabric I have, or I used to not keep up until I started watching Flosstube, but now I wish I had. I know that is 18 count Ada, and but that's so far. That's all I can tell you of what I've used so far. So 500 stitches on that should get me a good bit, and then then I'm going to try and get 200 stitches in on my other whips. So number 2 was my Angel of Freedom by Lavender and Lace, and I do have what kind of linen this is. I just have to look it up if I can remember. It's on 32 count Sweet Pea Belfast. And so here it is. And I'm really, really liking it so far. So I'm hoping I can get 200 stitches on that. And then the third whip that I put in my list was, ooh, bad glare, sorry about that, was my Santa with wreath, and 200 stitches on him should get me a good bit of his cloak, I do believe, or maybe his beard. I'm not sure what I want to stitch on. Again, I'm kind of tired of the white, so I'm not sure his beard is going to get much done. And then whip number 4 was Dragon Princess, and this is from the Magical Sal from Creatively Crafting, and I absolutely love these. I've had several people ask me about them. I will make sure I link up to her website in the description box below, but I've had a lot of people ask me where these came from, all these little Disney transformation type pieces, and so I will link up to her. And then my 5th whip that I listed was the Queen of Hearts, and I'm loving, as much as I hate working with metallic threads, I'm loving how it looks on this, on the black. So I'm hoping 200 stitches in each of those will get me a good bit into all of them. So that's my plan for this week. Now, I mentioned that I was going to start a birthday piece, and I didn't because the fabric didn't come in on time. Birthday was yesterday. The fabric came in today. So I'm going to start something new, hopefully this week, maybe next week. But let me tell you what my haul was, because like I said, it came in this week. So I got the fabric, which is 32 count, Country Mocha, I can't speak today, Country Mocha Belfast. And I love all the modeling in this. I think it's just gorgeous. I'm going to use this for the Glitter Village pieces that I'm working on. So the first one I'm going to work on is Glitter Village number 4, Glitter House number 4. And I want to make a set of all of the Glitter Village houses as ornaments for all of my kids, so that when they move out, they will have their own set of ornaments that I made them. And so my oldest is my only boy, and I asked him what colors he wanted, because I really didn't think he wanted the pinks and the light blues, and he asked for reds and navies, and I'll probably throw in maybe like a forest green for one of the other colors, or a darker teal. But for this one, so I'm switching out the pink or the peach or whatever color that is, and I'm going to make it red. So I also got, I had a piece of white paper. There we go. I got some classic Colorworks, and so I have Gingerbread, and these are all for me to use on my Glitter Village, and Brown Hen, and Cherry Tomato. And I'm so in love with these. I've never used fancy flosses before, and I cannot wait to get started. I'm so in love with these. Lettuce Leaf, 4-leaf clover, bamboo, and this is the color I'm going to do the house in. This is the licorice red, and I think that's just going to be perfect for the darker colors that he's asked for. So I'm very excited about that. And then, like I mentioned, yesterday was my birthday, and I had my girls and my son always ask me, what do you want for your birthday? So this year I made a very long wish list at 123 Stitch and at Heaven and Earth Designs and on Amazon and some other places. And so one of my girls wanted to get me a cross stitch pattern. So it was my youngest, and she's not old enough to purchase things on the internet, so she had my husband do it for her, and they picked out something from my wish list. I've been wanting to do a nativity scene to put up at Christmas, so they got me Scene at the Manger, and I'm so excited about this. It is by Serenity Stitchworks, and it's full coverage, and I'm gonna try parking my threads. I've never done that. So now I have to get my fabric and kit this up, and then I'll start this. But I have a feeling this is going to be a mega project. And then my son ordered it what he was getting me a little too late for it to get here for my birthday. So it should be here this coming week. And he did tell me what it was. I know it is a cross stitch pattern, and I am not going to tell you what it is because it's not here yet. And I want to show it next week when I show my haul. So I'm looking forward to that one as well. That one is also going to be a massive, massive project, and I'm very much looking forward to it. But it will be a very, very large undertaking. So that's my haul. Now, like I said, Glitter Village was supposed to be my birthday start. And I had mentioned last time I was going to do a village stitch along. I'm going to start this week. And I'm going to use hashtag VillageSAL on Instagram. So if you have the Glitter Village pieces that you're working on, or a Gingerbread Village, or the Santa's Village, and I saw the new Snowman Village that Country Cottage Needleworks has coming out, and I'm so excited about that one too. But if you want to join in and hashtag Village Stitch Alongs, Village SAL, so that I can see your progress and just see how you're doing, I would love that. So I'd love to do some shout outs on Flosstubers who have inspired me and who I just enjoy watching their videos. Cheryl McKinney from Tranquil Stitches, she's just so laid back and so calm, and which makes sense since she's Tranquil Stitches. And I just enjoy watching her and listening to her talk and share her projects. Sorry, my stuff was sliding off the table. So I just want to give a shout out to her. And Brenda from Handwork Maniac, I love her projects. And she's got this little wee village that she's making in her yard that is absolutely adorable. So definitely go check her out. If you're not already subscribed to her, definitely go see hers. And then the last one is Carrie at the House of Floss and Fluff. She did a tutorial last week before last. I can't remember. The last 2 weeks have just been crazy and I cannot remember, but it's recent, very recent. In the last couple of weeks, she did a tutorial on how to dye fabric in mason jars. And that has me inspired that I have another project that's similar to my Clemson Tigers one with the white outline, and I bought white fabric for that too, but I think I might try dyeing that so that it can have a little bit more color. We'll see. But I think I think she's inspired me to try that. So thank you all for joining me today, and if you liked what you saw and you want to share with me more, hit subscribe, hit the bell so that you can get notifications whenever a new video is uploaded. Comment below if you're going to join in the Village SAL with me. I would love to see what you're working on. If you have other Flosstubers that you recommend for me to go check out, because I'm always looking for new ones, because apparently that's all I do now. I don't watch TV, I just watch Flosstube. Let me know. Share that. If you are a Flosstuber and I'm not following, if I'm not subscribed to you, share your link below, because I wanna follow you and watch you. So y'all have a great week. Get lots of stitching done, and I'll see you later. Bye, Flosstube.